Let's move this back a little bit. And then move this back. Okay, let's back up. That's the problem, is that it doesn't. The more I tilt it, now it's too far. You can't see most of what I'm doing. It's fine. It's whatever. I don't care. Okay, my head's cut off. I don't care. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Welcome back to Valley Girls Homestead. Happy Valley's Homestead. I'm not sure still what the name is going to be. I am in the garden today to try to pot up the celery, which has started to grow. I don't see any roots growing out of the bottom of it, but I'm just going to go ahead and put it in soil and water it in. It's going to go in a grow tower. It's going to go in the center of one of the grow towers. And I think I'm going to put the green onions and the celery in the same tower, in the same row together. Anyway, so I'm going to do that today. I still haven't done the potatoes. I still have, and if it looks like I'm looking in a weird direction, I have it set up so that there's a mirror behind so that I can see. It's facing me today, but or not the screen, but the back camera is facing me today. So I can't see what's being recorded. I can't see what's in the shot, but I also don't have to start and stop and post multiple videos. I just did that today where I posted a 3-parter, which really should have been, I wanted to be able to cut stuff out. I did go learn how to edit videos to some degree, but the concept I think I just might not be enough left brain to be able to get it going. So anyway, we're here today. I'm going to try to get through setting up at least one grow tower with celery. I'd like to do 2 grow towers because I want to do lettuce and my lettuce and kale and Swiss chard today. But I also want to do the celery, which is starting to grow. And I'm looking over here because it's over here, and I'm going to take you around and show you in a minute and give you an update on how the garden's doing. So lettuce, I want to do the lettuce, Swiss chard, and kale today. I also want to do the celery. I want to do the green onions that I have. I threw the ones that were in the cup away because it's been days. It's been days. You guys see when it was the last time that I was posted. So I came in here yesterday or day before yesterday, I think it was, thinking, okay, I have somewhat of the energy to do it today. So let's go ahead and just go for it. But then I was like, no, thank you. So I just didn't end up doing it. And it's mostly, part of it is my procrastinator self. The other part of it is lupus. I mean, it is what it is. I only have a certain amount of energy to do a certain amount of things. And right now, I feel like my plate is so full that I just cannot, but it's not. It's empty. Because like, if you were to really actually know the amount of time that I freaking waste every day, you'd be like, child, you need to, no. So anyway, we're going to try to get at least one grow tower growing today. I'm also going to, so I want to do the lettuce, kale, and Swiss chard. And so for the lettuce, kale, and Swiss chard, I'm going to do the lettuce on 2 rows of the grow tower, the kale, and do I have enough things for 2 grow towers? It looks like I have enough for at least one grow tower. So I'm definitely gonna do the lettuce, kale, and Swiss chard. And then it looks like I have a couple of like spares that I could do, just like maybe I'll just put one of the grow towers on a just do like a 2-level one on the table, and have the green onions and the celery and garlic. Those are the other 3 things that I wanted to plant. But I do like eating salad. I just don't, it's, I don't always have lettuce available. Sometimes I will definitely don't have fresh lettuce available. Give me just 1 second. I'm going to go and turn the AC on. It's getting a little warm in here for me. I mean, I'm sure the veggies love it, but it's a little too warm for me. And then I think I'm going to open that window. Give me just 1 second. I'll be right back. Good. Sorry if it bumped you. I apologize. I ran into the table. And yes, if you notice that I am, in a different wheelchair today, you would be right. Sorry, I got to stand up for this to get to the window because it's kind of crowded over there, and I don't want to run anything over or knock anything over. You would be right that I am in a different wheelchair today. My new wheelchair, for some reason, it's giving me a right brake error. And I tried to, and then, well, yes and no. So I think it was giving me a right brake error because I didn't have the brakes on, period. But then when I turn the brakes on, now it's just flashing. It won't turn on. The light is green. So I don't know what the hell is going on with that wheelchair. I don't want to know. I don't even want to try to think about it. So I'm just going to I have this old wheelchair. I was going to sell this when I got my new one as a way to, come up with a little bit of money for down payment on, whatever piece of land. And now that air is blowing, it's freaking cold. Okay. Turn it off. Or I could have changed it so that the temperature is doing something different, but I'm not going to do that. Anyway, yeah, the breeze, that's what it is there's a breeze coming in from indoors. You're not getting out, so you might as well just lay down because you're not getting out. So anyway, lettuce, kale, Swiss chard, celery, onions, the green onions, and garlic. Now, what I was saying about the green onions, the ones that were in the cup, I threw them away. So I'm definitely going to, I have some more that I didn't put in a cup or put in water. I just put them in, wrapped them in a paper towel. So they're kind of starting to get a little dried out. I'm sure you can see that. I don't know if it's clear. Can my camera focus on it? I mean, I see a lot of people hold their hands up, but it don't work for me because I'm already the dark background, the contrasting background. Anyway, they're starting to get a little dried out, and I have 6 of these. So I'll be planting the celery in the center, and then these are around the edges. And so I might not plant the onions, but they are very dry, so I want to go ahead and get them in soil today as well. So I've been procrastinating long enough, so I'm going to get to it. You probably won't hear me doing much talking. I am going to write down what I am getting ready to do. Okay, where's my pencil at? Because I had a pencil over here. Somebody must have hijacked me. But I got a red marker. And then where's my permanent marker? I see that's mysteriously missing too. Swear to God, when you have kids, you can't have nothing to yourself. Not a doggone thing. And I mean that with every fiber of my being. Kids take everything from you. It don't matter whether it's old or new, it don't belong to you. That's the the long and short of it. Also, the carrots that I ordered from Walmart, the carrot seeds that I ordered from Walmart came in. Granted, I did have the others, so I planted those already. So if they don't grow, then that's fine. Okay, so I can't find the permanent marker. I don't know where it's at. I don't know who hijacked it. But instead of running around looking for it and wasting time, I'm going to use this dry erase marker to mark up a new grow tower. So, first things first, let me get this. I swear, I should have had all this stuff ready, but you know, I'm a black person, so that's racist. Let me stop. I was like, I'm on CP time. That would have been horrible. That would have been a terrible thing to say, even though I already said it. But I mean, that's real though. That's real. I am on CP time, even if it's not really CP time. Even if it's just really procrastination / late break / I don't be doing right time. That's all to do it. All right. So, I got my pencil, so let me write out really quick what I'm going to be doing in Grow Tower 4. It's going to be lettuce for 1 and 2. I think I'm going to do the Swiss chard on 3. And the kale on 4. I won't be eating much I won't be eating much kale. I don't necessarily like kale. I think kale is too bitter, or it's my personal preference that kale is bitter, or personal opinion that kale is bitter, but I do like it when I make the soup from Olive Garden that I love a lot. My brother used to work at Olive Garden. He gave me the recipe. Oh, there's the pencil. Maybe the permanent marker is over here somewhere. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 grow towers, and then 2 trays to go underneath it. So that'll work for 1 grow tower, and this one, yes. Okay, so I have enough to do what I need to do. Let me just make sure there are no holes in any of the ones that I want to use, because I don't want a situation like I've got going right here. Like every time I water, there's a hole, gotta be a hole in, it's gotta be this one here, grow tower number 2, but there's a hole in it. And I'm sorry that you guys are looking at my back. It's just the nature of what I have to deal with right now. So let's take these 2 and make sure, these I'm gonna put holes in anyway, so it doesn't matter. Make sure those 2 don't have holes. Yeah, they look good. And then these 2 I'm gonna put holes in as well. So let's make sure that these 2 don't have holes. All right. So I have 6 of these stackable. I'm gonna stop calling them grow towers because I don't think that's what they really are. I think that might be a name that's, you know, coined by somebody else, but they are stackable. Sorry. My little mirror fell down and it caught me off guard and ran into the camera. Okay, let's move it a little bit. All right, I'm reaching for the drill. And after I use this for the final time, I'm going to, I'm going to leave it out here because I still will have a couple of more things to drill, like the containers that I have that I'm going to be using to repot different things. So maybe what I should do is put it back on the table because the table seemed like it worked better Sorry. Some of these are big holes. That's why it's problematic for me. Roughy looking all. So it's the shaking of the table that's making the mirror fall. Put it back. Hopefully it will stay. I've been turning the mirror upside down. Whale mirror. I've been turning it upside down because the bigger part of it is where the screen is at. So that's where I can really see it at. So move it as close to the mirror as possible. And I'm looking at the mirror. It does kind of look like I'm looking at the screen, but I know the camera's right there. Anyway, all right, so let's see what the damage is. Because one of them I heard crack kind of large. They actually look not too bad. Okay, yeah, they look not too bad. It's just that first one. You see that larger hole there? That's because I wasn't putting my weight down on them. So anyway, all right, so they have been drilled. I'm gonna start putting soil in them. Try not to run over. And I think I'm gonna set them on a table. Either or. I do notice, this is what I do notice. So in the morning, when the sun is coming up, the sun actually comes from this direction, which is, this is east, but it's kind of like, this is more the true east. So like when I'm pointing this way, that would be like more like southeast. So it comes up from this way, and as it comes over, and that's one of the things that I observed, is like, that's why I was like, oh, I'm gonna put the table over here and put most of the plants on this wall, because I was thinking that they were getting all the sun over here. But that's because when I'm coming out in the morning, it does look like the sun is shining mostly over here, because because it's coming from over there. But as it crosses the sky in the afternoon, it actually starts to shine this way. So I need to, I'm in the Pacific Northwest. So, and that's south. So that makes sense to me, because it's not really passing, it's not really passing like this is my window and the sun is going, up and over directly perpendicular at a perfect 90-degree angle. No, this is my window and the sun is kind of going at an angle here. And since the sun is, the equator is far south of me, it's coming kind of like as a pass by, not necessarily a pass over. So, yeah, in the afternoons, it does kind of shine over here a little bit. So either one of these tables would be fine. I'm going to probably put the shorter grow tower on this table, and I might actually put the longer grow tower on this table. And the reason why I'm gonna move you, and I'll probably do the quick update while I'm doing all that. The reason why is because I don't have a whole lot of floor space. So I want to get rid of this couch, which I will eventually do, but it's not going to be today. So this is the aloe vera, and this is the table that I'm talking about, where sometimes it comes over here. And as you can see, I've cut a piece off because let's see. Can you see it from here? There it is. I burned myself cooking on both arms. So, and on my hand, which that probably looks a bit worse. I probably need to turn this light on. I said that last time I made a video. Okay, let's turn it on so I can see better. So excuse my house. Right. Yes, look at all my house in its wonderful glory. Which I'm not trying to show all that, but hey, it is what it is. It's real. So anyway, I guess if I just turn this way a little bit, you could see because I'll be under the light. But I also burned myself on my pinky and on my, anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what happened, but I burned myself. So I had to cut some of the aloe vera off to use to help myself. I keep running into the couch. That's why I keep turning this way. Sorry. All right, so that's the flower that my daughter-in-law gave my daughter. This is the celery. As you can see, the sprout is out of the center is sprouting for real, for real. So I need to get that put in some soil. That's one of the main reasons. I showed you the onions already that I had. Okay. And I have like 6 of them, I think. Yeah, there's 6, but they're pretty dry, and so I need to get them in soil. This is the avocado that I repotted. I think today I'm going to add a few more of those Job's fertilizer sticks, and I also need to go find that nitrogen. That's the biggest issue. I don't know where it's at, but it's around somewhere. That's the rosemary. Those are the avocados. The basil, as you can see, is starting to look a lot better. The bell pepper has even gotten a little taller. This is the avocado that I repotted. It didn't have a stem growing out of the top, but the root was definitely growing out of the bottom, so I decided to just go ahead and put it in soil and see how that worked. This one is the avocado that had the stem growing out of the top, and that one, it was time for it to be repotted. Let's see, that's the lemon tree, that's the mandarin tree, as you can see has a little bit more leaves on it. And then Grow Tower 1. Yeah, I wish I was a way for me to turn the flash on right now. Anyway, Grow Tower 1, this is my spinach. As you can see, the spinach is sprouting. And I'll thin it as it goes along, but I wanted to get to growing good first. This side over here, for some reason, it doesn't look like the sprouts are gonna come up. But these, all 3 of these are coming up, and this one kind of counts for that area, but it's whatever. This is the chives, and it's sprouting and I realized also the other video that I shot of this was like, it was kept cutting off. Or I kept cutting it off because I'm not a good cameraman. But that's the chives on row 2. And it's sprouting in all 3 trays. This is the parsley. I'll show you here, parsley. That's sprouting on tray 3. It's not sprouting in these other 2, but it's definitely sprouting here, which is fine because I probably will only need 1 thing of parsley anyway. And then this is the cilantro. Now I do use a lot of cilantro. Oh, there's 1 thing of parsley there. It looks like the seed. I don't know if I can get that to zoom in well, but you can see that little black part right there. That's the seed still attached to it. So when it finally comes off, it will, the leaves will emerge. But the cilantro, I eat a lot of cilantro. So I'm happy with what the cilantro is doing. Or I use a lot of cilantro. I don't want to say I eat a lot of cilantro because that's, I mean, of course I eat it, but I use it a lot for like cooking stuff. Like when we're not going to go there. Anyway, those are the collard greens. They are looking a little, more healthy, like they're, but they're not getting the big leaves like I would hope. But, I'll just wait. These are the starts. So if they don't work out, I do have the seeds. I'll just pull these out and try again. This is let's see. Sorry, let me go over here and look at my list. The collards is in Grow Tower 3. So collards on the top, carrots is next, oregano and sage. Carrots, oregano, sage. All right, so carrots are here, and you can see that they are sprouting quite well. Looks very nice. I'm happy with that. They're not the short and sweet ones, but I think that this will be enough space for them to grow. I'll just thin them out. I'm probably only get like maybe 3 short fat carrots per thing. Maybe, I don't know, but we'll see. You know, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. So then, and this one, it's oregano, I think. Yeah. So oregano here. And there's a sprout, at least one sprout in each one of for the oregano. I'm proud of that. Then the last one is sage. And I really, really hope that they grow nice and healthy and beautiful, because I absolutely love sage. And it's not sprouted in that one, but there is one sprout I just saw over there on that one. And I thought there was some over here, but maybe I was wrong. So hopefully that one will be the saving grace. I need one good sage plant, because I need some sage in my life, for real, for real. All right, and then the strawberries, as you can see, they seem to be doing okay. These two, okay, strawberry. Can I zoom out? I can't zoom out anymore, can I? No. Okay. Well, I'll back up. I'll try to back up. These two, this one and this one, these two plants don't seem to have any. Oh. Well, would you look at that? That's got to be from a runner. That's got to be. So it's starting to run into the middle. But anyway, these two didn't seem like they had any runners coming out of them, but this one very clearly has one. Turn the chair a little bit, sorry. So this one has this one runner. Can you focus, please, camera? This one, I don't know if you can see me holding it. And then this one. And then I thought it had one more, which I said this once before, but when I looked, I couldn't find it. So I think this one only has 2. But now that I'm seeing this one also has one that's already growing up out of the soil. This one doesn't have any yet. But also it doesn't have any, they don't have any flowers on them. So I might not get any growth out of these this season. These are starts, not seeds. So if they don't grow, I'm not gonna be mad about it, because what I'll do is next season, I will just go to the farm. Well, you know, during the summer, I'll go to the farmer's market and just get some of their, get maybe some of their seeds, or the farmer's market and get whatever their starts are. I heard an article last growing season that last summer was going to be the last summer that Oregon strawberries are the best. We just going to keep it real. There's going to be some people that's going to say different, but my personal opinion is Oregon strawberries are the best. So they have not been able to compete with California markets lately. So they've decided to close down. This was last year, before tariffs and all of that crap started popping off. So they were saying that last year was the last season that they were going to grow. Maybe now that the economic issues have differed, now I imagine that they probably are experiencing some of the same like cost issues when it comes to like fertilizer and all that stuff, getting it from overseas, but they might be able to compete now with the California market because, you know, they're the best. So, you know, there might be more of a greater demand for them, you know, now that, you know, everything is, they're trying to make everything return to America. So anyway, and then there's the tomato, and those are the 3 flowers that are still there. I don't know if you noticed, but I did go in and thin out. And so I basically just went in and pulled. So like there's this one small one back here. I just went in and pulled it out because I was thinking that maybe all the growth in there was hindering the others from growing up. I might pull this little bunch too as well, but they're so strong, I don't want to. Like the leaves, the stems are so like sturdy. Same thing goes for this one. I don't want to get rid of this one. This one is all one plant. This one is tied to the thing, but they don't seem to be doing all that well. I also was gonna try to find the nitrogen so I can put it on that. And then here is the other lemon tree. Sorry, I got a little brain fart there. And then I don't know if I showed this already, but there's the basil. It's looking a lot better since I cut it down. Of course, not this one. This one doesn't look like it's gonna grow jack diddly squat, but I'm gonna give it at least another week and we'll see how that goes. So anyway, I'm gonna set you down right here. I think this might be the best place to, and you know, just excuse my shirt. This is my favorite t-shirt. Not promoting NPR. I'm not sponsored by OPB, or I don't know if this one might be from GPB. Everywhere I go, I always support, every state that I've ever lived in, I've always supported public radio. I believe it's valuable. It's a valuable resource that we all should use more. So I'm going to just set the camera there. I should probably bring my whole book set up. I don't know if you can see it. Let me go throw this away because this is gross. And I boxed myself in by putting the broom and the mop over here. Let's see if I can fix that. He's just putting it in the hallway. I'm moving it later. All right. All right, so okay, so I had my little book set up. I mean, I could kind of work things around to turn it back this way, but I don't feel like doing that. I don't want to say I don't feel like doing it. It just seems like it would be problematic. But if I do put the book stuff over here, when I'm ready to put the grow tower over here, it's going to be a problem. Okay, never mind. Put it back over here. And I'll have to tilt it down a little bit. So if you guys happen to start seeing my underwear, my pretty pink underwear, well, not pretty pink, they're old. You know, I'm a granny panty wearer. That's TMI, right? All right, so let's do this, and then let's turn it down a little bit. Let's see if you can see. Yeah, you can see the soil bin and whatever else, whatnot. I'll be kind of in front of it to some degree. And maybe what I'll do is I'll move it out. I'm gonna move these onto the couch, even though they really don't need to be there. But it'll fall over. Oh, slipper's falling off. Oh. All right. So if I do it this way, then you can definitely see what I'm doing if I do it from this direction. All right, so here's my bin of soil. Oh, Why is it so wet in there? I ain't complaining, don't get me wrong, but Jesus, it's like really wet. I need to turn that AC on. I'm sorry. It's, now that I'm moving about, it's hot. I just didn't like that cold air blowing on me all at once. But maybe the more I move around, the more I will feel like, sorry, I'm getting caught on the couch. I will feel less hot. And on top of that, I'm trying to save on my electric bill. Because who wants to pay a high-ass electric bill anyway, already? All right, so it's already starting to blow out. All right, so I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna fill the grow tower up, grow at least one of them up first, and then plan it out. Because before I still have one more bag of soil and I'm trying to hold on to it because I know that I'm gonna need it for the potatoes. And it's a possibility I might have to wait even a month on the potatoes. I might have to, excuse me, why do I have the hiccups? Okay, I think that's long enough. All right. All right, I think the hiccups are gone. So I'm going to fill this grow tower up, these grow towers up, these trays up. No, not with this, because absolutely not. You see how I went to go scoop the soil and it was like, no. All right, so put that back over there. Where is my larger shovel at? Here it is. Spade, trowel, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. A trowel, I think, is something that you use to spread grout with, right? Oh. Okay. So the cocoa core I see is in here, but it's not, doesn't look like it's as evenly distributed, and the perlite as well. And all those freaking stinking ass gnats are in here too, which kind of annoys the hell out of me. But you know, what can you do about it? If you don't want to deal with bugs, I guess you shouldn't garden. And when I get outdoors, this is probably, I'm going to be less worried about those gnats as I am about other pests that might invade my garden. I'll be learning all about that once I get a place. But for right now, I don't got a place, I ain't got no money, so we gonna do what we gotta do. So first things first, let's fill up the towers and try to get as little soil on the ground as possible. And then this time I'm gonna make sure that I fill the towers all the way up to the top, because what I have noticed is that the soil kind of depletes a little bit. And you know, plants need space to be able to put their roots down. These towers, they say they're 6 inches deep, but they look more like 5 inches deep. And then if I don't put put the soil in good, fully enough, then, you know, then what the heck am I doing? Why am I doing it? All right, so that's one filled. guess I don't be talking. Part of the YouTube channel is engaging with your community, right? But sometimes I just don't have nothing to say. I can talk your ear off now. Everybody that knows me knows that I can do that. And be talking about nothing sometimes, child. But also, you know, there's times when I don't have anything to say, so I don't say anything. All right, that's number 2 filled up. And maybe what I should do is kind of press down on the soil a little bit to make sure that it's filled up as much as I need for it to be filled up. This looks like it could have been broken up a little bit more, and it could be. All right. I don't know if you can see, you probably can't. You can see a little bit. I guess I could move over a little bit so that you could see a little bit better. Yeah, so I'll just show you. So I have 2 trays filled, and as you can see, they're filled not all the way to the top, but I have pressed the soil down some so that I can be sure that there's not going to be so much sinkage, especially when I water in. The fact that the soil is already moist lets me know that there's a good chance that there's not going to be a whole lot of like sinkage of the soil. I mean, it will do some. It should, because as you fill the water in, it starts to kind of compact things a little bit as the water drains out. Okay. There we go. Okay. Next. And yes, I have my gloves on today because I don't want no dirt under my nails. I understand that sometimes it be like that, but I still don't, doesn't mean that I still want it. Like, who wants it? Who would want it? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to use that other container of soil, so I'll be doing some soil mixing as well today. I'm starting to feel a little tired, so I might end up petering out. Just, it's funny how I don't really think I've done anything. Sorry, let me just set this down for a second. I'm starting to get soil in places that I don't want. I don't feel like I really did anything today, but I feel worn out already, but I'm going to finish. So this is me pushing, even though my body is telling me no, this is me pushing past whatever I feel, whatever pain or discomfort I feel, to get things going, to do what I need to do for me and my family, try to do what's best for me and my family. My one child that does not live in the reality world. I don't know what the deal is, but she is not here. Oh, it's a clove of garlic. I was like, what is that? It's not, it didn't grow, but you know, like I said, I recycle soil. So sometimes, you know, things don't grow, then I just put them back in there. They can become part of the nutrient base for the plant. Of course, there are no bugs or whatever to break it down, but when I when I start getting my worms, that's one thing that I'm definitely going to do this time as well when I get my money is worm cast, worm bin, and let's just put this kind of off to the side in the corner. It can stay in there. It's just, I don't want it to be hindering the growth of the plant. I'm going to get my worm casting bin or worm bin, worm compost bin, and then also I need more soil. So, and I probably will buy a shredder because then I can use some of the paper to shred to add for part of the bedding of the worms. And just by trial and error, figure out what works best for me, you know? Okay. Okay, this I'm gonna put back in there. It can go in something in one of the other ones. Okay. Okay. That's the third tray. I'm wondering if I should just go ahead and fill up all 6. Shake off a little bit. So that then I won't have to do any more soil filling or mixing. Or I can go ahead and put, if there's enough, I can go ahead and put the other soil in here and combine these 2 bins so that I don't have 2 separate bins now of soil. We'll see though. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it because I'm not sure how I'm going to be feeling in by the time I get done doing all this. I don't know. I feel like, even though I will say this with regards to my lupus, if I know for a fact if I spend too much time in the sun, I have a tendency to have a flare-up. So I try not to spend too much time in the sun if I can avoid it. But I like being outside. It's not that I don't like being outside. I love being outside. I just know for a fact whenever I go outside and I get too much sun exposure, I start to feel real tired, real drained. My whole experience, it affects my whole experience. Like I feel miserable. And it's for the longest time, I used to think it was because I didn't really like being outdoors. And I think I'm not gonna, I won't speak on it too much because it's my personal business, you know, and I don't like having my personal business all out in the street like that sometimes. I mean, if I think it'll help somebody, sure, I don't care, I don't mind. But I think that certain members of my family thought it was because I didn't like outdoors or because I was lazy or whatever the case may be, but that was not it at all. I didn't realize it because I didn't know I had lupus. I'm sitting here going along and I was living in Portland, Oregon, so there's not very many sunny days. And the times when I would be feeling like that was when I was living in California. And that's when I would be feeling like, oh my God, this is so freaking miserable. I absolutely hated being out here. When I would first get out there and I'd smell that fresh air, feel that sun hitting my skin, I would love it. But by the end of an hour, especially if I'm just in straight sunlight, no shade, no nothing, even it don't matter. I could be in shade, but I would still start feeling like, what's wrong with me? I don't feel good. I would sometimes get a headache, but what I mostly felt like was I'm tired and I'm miserable. But I didn't realize that it was lupus that was making me feel that way. I think that sometimes people thought that, oh, I don't like being outside or I'm lazy or whatever. But that was not it at all. That was not it at all. I always wanted to learn about gardening. I always wanted to, I enjoy eating fresh things from the garden. But, and I kind of enjoy, I've not when I was younger, I had plenty of patience, but now I'm older. I don't have as much patience. So maybe that's also something that changed about me, that I don't have the patience I used to when I was younger. But, and maybe it's also the lupus in part because I would be ready to hurry up and finish whatever it was that we were finishing outdoors after I started feeling crappy. And that would be the part that would make me feel impatient. Or like even just watering, when I would go out and water like my mom's garden or whatever, I would feel like so much at peace when I was watering the garden for about 15 minutes. Then I would start to feel bad. Then I would really start to feel bad. Then I would start to like feel like a little angry. And by the end of an hour or 45 minutes, sometimes it took like just the amount of garden that she had. Sometimes it took like an hour to make sure that everything got watered properly. And even then I felt like I wasn't always doing a good job because, like I said, by the end of it, when I'm getting to the parts that, you know, needed to be watered, like maybe the pistachio trees or whatever, I was just like, whew, child, okay, let's hurry up and get this done, you know, and I would be trying to take the easy road out, do whatever I could do to get done, you know, so that I could get back inside. Okay, let me back up because I have dirt on my pants leg. And I'll sweep all this dirt up and stuff, but I'm gonna be very careful. I should have got the broom. Where's my cane? I'm gonna go walk over and go get the broom because, come on, you can do it. I'm gonna walk over and get the broom because I don't want the wheelchair wheels to go in the dirt. 1 second. I have to convince myself that it's okay to stand up. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the broom because what I've noticed is that my wheelchair wheels pick up dirt, and when that happens, it takes it into my room, and my room has carpet. So you look at my carpet and you'll be like, ugh, what the heck is going on with you, ma'am? Well, what's going on with me is that my wheelchair wheels pick up whatever, like when I take Rafi out. And I'm gonna let him out of the crate when I'm done in here, and you guys can see him on video. Don't get me wrong, I know that I said that I need to find a new home for him, and I feel like I do need to find a new home for him. He's not my dog. He's my daughter's dog, but my daughter always tries to say he was forced on her because my son, my youngest son, he adopted Rafi and then had to give him up because he and his girlfriend, at the time, his girlfriend, were going through whatever they were going through, and they already had 2 dogs. And so when they broke up, she wanted to keep both dogs, so he adopted another dog, Rafi. And then they got back together, and they couldn't have that many dogs in their place, so that he asked if we would take care of Rafi, or he asked Shandi specifically if she wanted him, and of course she said yes because she wasn't thinking at the time how much work it was going to be to take care of another human being, and she's a kid, you know, so of course I want a puppy. So anyway, and Rafi is so sweet and lovable. So now we have this dog that we have to take care of.